to give you a quick tip about batch sewing, as well as the different fabrics that can be used to make the Summer Basics tank from Love Notions. I think everybody is at a point in this summer, at least where I am, where we need tank tops for every day of the week. And so instead of buying a bunch at Target, I decided to use my scraps and repurpose them into the super easy, super fabric conservative Summer Basics tank. I made 6 versions of this pattern and all different kinds of fabrics. And let me tell you what they are. The fabric bases that I used were a brushed waffle knit, I used a Cupro, I used a rib knit, I used a Triblend, and I used 2 cotton spandex. One was a little bit thicker than the other. I'll put a link below in the description for this video for the places that I shopped for my fabric. One tip for batch sewing is to try to use fabrics and pieces that all have the same color so that you don't have to change your serger threads as often. Many of these fabrics were leftovers from pieces that I had made for my girls, and one of the Cupro pieces was from a little laundry day tank that I had made for my 2-year-old. The brushed waffle knit piece was from a boyfriend cardigan that I had made for my 6-year-old. Another tip is that you might want to rethink your use of cover stitching or doing the binding on the neckline. It can kind of be difficult to change your thread around every time you stop to put in the binding. And so for all but this particular piece, I just did neck bands and arm bands, and it went a whole lot quicker, but it definitely doesn't have the same kind of precise prettiness as the binding does. Another tip is to add in a tag on the back of your Summer Basics tank, or even dress for that matter. I find that it can be difficult to see the front from the back on this particular pattern, and I love having a custom tag put in. Another tip I have for batch sewing the Summer Basics tank, or any other simple pattern for that matter, is to be sure that it pairs well with a statement piece in your wardrobe. For me, that is my new Ravinia skirt, and the tones in the florals match every single one of the colors that I chose, and all of the thread matched as well. The first Summer Basics tank I'll show here is a magenta cotton spandex from Raspberry Creek. I love the way this fabric looks on me, and it was also the one that I chose to do the binding on because I really wanted to stand out. One tip for doing that binding piece is to wait until the very end so that you can take your serger threads and put them into your cover stitch or into your twin needle of your sewing machine. I also used a pink rib knit to make my Summer Basics tank here, and I think that the rib knit fabric makes a great tank, and I have been seeing it everywhere in stores lately. Brushed waffle knit is a fabric that I've just recently started to use, and while I really like the texture of this and I think it has that nice sweater tank quality to it, I feel like the drape on this one was not as flattering, and while I will probably wear it, it's not my favorite one here. This salmon colored cotton spandex from Sly Fox is one of my favorite tanks in this collection. I love this color on me, and I feel like the weight of this fabric is a little bit thinner and it has really pretty drape. This tank is a Cupro rib. Cupro is a kind of fabric that is made out of modal and poly, and it is really soft. It has wonderful drape, and it feels just really nice and cool, great for summer. I find this fabric really hard to photograph because the rib on it gives a wavy distortion to the pictures, but I really love wearing it. I also made a Triblend tank, and the Triblend is a fabric that is perfect for summer. It's very lightweight and it has kind of a texture to it with a interesting pattern design that is subtle but variegated.